Oh my god, we're live. Oh my god.
Oh, we're live?
Oh my god, we're live. I think. I'm checking.
We're like...
I'm trying to see. I needed to update. Please update. Okay, it's updated.
It's probably like a few seconds.
Okay, we're live. Yep, we're live.
Cool. Hey, we're like an hour late.
Hour and a half, technically, on accident. But, because I accidentally put it for 7 instead of 7:30. But...
My fault, pimp.
Nah.
So it turns out someone's internet wasn't working and someone was a no-show.
My fault.
He turned off his internet.
Yeah, I just didn't really want to be here, so I tried to get out of it by turning off my internet.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, well, fellas, we got some stuff to do today.
All my fellas.
We may...
All my fellas.
or may not be getting to our first boss fight this session, but we will see. Based off the title, I think we will, but we'll see. We have a shot. So, excuse me. So, last session, let's do a session recap real quick, dude. So, last session was very interesting and very long session, actually. I think it was our longest session we've had for this campaign.
That's because half of it was combat.
Yeah, it was our longest at 3.5 hours, but yeah. So last session was a super long session. So we started out with you guys leaving Zwarks and heading to the Lost Temple, but along the way, you had to fight a fishman on the boat that turned out to be Sirius's brother, pretending to fight you guys, even though you definitely felt the pain. You guys had a nice conversation with him. We had Charles who voiced him after I got a little bit of, beginning parts of his character built in, and then Charles took over from there. So we got some good character development going there, which eventually led you to the actual temple, where you noticed 4 different statues, each with different designs, along with rings that popped out of them, and then you had to fight some elementals. That took the entire rest of the session because G could not hit anything. So, and it's not completely his fault, but he hit like 2 or 3 rolls, and that was really it. But that was it. So we're where we're at now is that fight has ended, and you guys were going to continue and explore the temple before you guys head back to begin your next mission. But I have a map that is updated now that I'm going to put on screen for both the players and the audience, and then we will get into everything. So, of course, the beginning of the campaign, you guys began here. The party began here. They got to Zwarks, ended up at Zwarks, went to Roseland, back to Zwarks, and then is now at the Lost Temple. So they are planning to head back to Zwarks after they explore the temple, and then heading to CALCO's Sanctum, which is that little place in the mountains.
Probably there.
The reason why I don't update these is your map updates when you get to the location, not when you find out the name. So, that's why it's not labeled. But I do that for every location.
It's a part of discovery.
Yeah. So, okay, so now you guys are good now. We're just waiting on the temple part. So I don't have a layout of the temple, mostly because you've killed everything that's going to be, hostile in there. So you're really just kind of looking around for things and trying to find some general knowledge.
Hey, Ryan.
What?
I just want to make sure that you're not showing the screen.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
We should probably just erase everything that's there.
Nah, leave it. It's for our creativity.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to click on the screen to move you guys over there. I don't have to be on the screen when I move you to a different screen.
Alrighty then.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys figure out what to do. Our Sheldon is on Rom's back, still sleeping. We're gonna pretend that Tolith is just kind of there, but he's not fighting anybody. But other than that, I'll leave it up to you 3 on what you guys want to do for the time that you're at the temple.
Tolith missed so bad he got depressed and stopped fighting.
Honestly, dude, that is actually we'll count that as canon, dude. That's canon now.
Yeah.
That was his canon event.
All right. Well, shit. We got rings.
Whoa, dude, this shit
rings.
ace as fuck.
You do, and you each have your own ability that I will read to everybody. So it's different depending on the player, but it's a general consensus of what you guys at your current stage of the ring is. So each player has a ring of elemental command, and it depends on the person for their command. So Rom has air, Cirrus has water, Raylith has earth, and then both Sheldon and Tolith have fire. So their ring is linked to a certain elemental plane, which is the plane of their ring. So Rom has air, so it's connected to the airplane. Hey, airplane. Got him. I'm funny. I'll be here all session.
I'll be here all session.
Yeah. So basically, while at the stage that they're currently at is while wearing this ring, you have advantage on attack rolls against elementals of the link plane, along with that, and they have disadvantage. Sorry, the elementals of that plane have disadvantage on the player. So if AJ is fighting an air elemental, they have disadvantage on him, and he has advantage attacking them. So, but that's where they're all at.
Me. If I hit someone with water, they die instantly. That's the ability I got.
That is not
pretty
true.
Crazy.
That's
I
not
can throw
true.
a bottle of water at someone and they die.
That's not true.
Do that to me.
Do it to me.
Bro, why you hiding
Yeah, I want to
that?
get hit by a fucking water bottle.
But Cirrus also has another ring that he does not know what it does yet, but he has it on. So, everyone is attuned. If you guys choose to, move forward with the progression of that elemental ring, you'd have to be attuned to it. So
that's BS.
But right now, Cirrus, your other ring is not an attuned item yet.
Oh, I can attune the other ring?
No, not yet, because you don't know what it does yet, so you don't even know if it's magical or not. Could you imagine if I bait you this entire campaign and just never does anything? It's just a random ring.
Where did you get this ring?
I bought it from a shop for like 2 pence. Pretty crazy.
Pence? What are we?
For some reason, I don't remember.
Britain.
No, it's £2, dumbass.
No, he just bought it off of like a shelf in a shop. Remember the place that he was trying to sell a skeleton for and was like basically abusing that woman? And then he just like bought the ring and she didn't want the skeleton.
Huh. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, shit.
Oh my god.
Where did that guy go? That guy ran off.
Yeah, so he ran off. He ran off west as soon as you guys like started fighting. Like as soon as the elementals came out the statues, that boy was gone.
Okay. Well then.
Which is understandable.
Can you remind me what he looked like, or did we get a glimpse of what he looked like?
You couldn't tell. You only saw him from the back because he was looking at the statues and he was praying, and so as soon as they came out, he just turned and ran. So you only saw his back.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, so
no one thought to kidnap him. I mean, like, really got.
Well, we didn't really get.
I think you had more important things to worry about than kidnapping that man.
All right. So I vote, as a party or as a person in this party. I think we should go inside and like see what the insides have to tell us.
I mean, hell, we're here to explore a temple. We might as well explore it.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, cool.
Board?
Yeah, we're all bored.
All right, so you guys already know the statues. You have the 4 statues that you guys can still see from the outside. It's a relatively small temple. The map does a very injustice on the size of the size of it. You definitely expect it to be a bigger temple, but it's really not that big. You guys walk in and it's basically just a big open floor with the 4 statues in the center. but you notice that there's, as you look around the room, depending on the corner, there's a different tint about the lighting and how it shines into the temple.
Can I
Alright.
look around to see where this tint is coming from?
Yeah, so the statues, if you're coming in the main entrance and they're right in the floor, you're talking about the back left corner. That's more of a brighter white light. The back right corner is a blue light, and then the bottom left is a brown, and the bottom right is a red. So they all meet. They're basically all squares. So there's a tint of red square, brown square in each square, and the corners all connect to a circle around the statues.
I want to jump and like roll around in my blue corner.
Is this tint coming from like stained glass or something on the ceiling?
No.
Or is this just like an aura?
It's just there. It's just there.
Okay. Huh.
I continue to kind of just relax in the aura. Absolute vibe. I'm hitting Beach Babe levels here.
Okay, so while you're sitting in your blue zone, you feel like you're sitting in the ocean. Your body feels wet.
Oh yeah.
So what are all the tinted colors of the room?
So it's like you have white, which is the top left. Then the top right is blue, where Cirrus is. Bottom left is brown, and bottom right is red.
I'll go stand in the top left.
Air. Okay,
It
so
seems
you
like they're
walk into
related to the statues.
your
somehow.
air section, and
Actually, before I do that, I'll go
air.
put Sheldon down on the fire, or where the red
area.
is. Yeah, the red.
Just place them.
some sit there. Okay, yeah. So you set Sheldon down in the red section, and then you walk over to your white section. The longer you sit there, you kind of feel like you're flying through the air. You can feel wind pass by your face.
Okay.
Connor, what did you do?
What did you click?
Don't worry about that.
Ignore that.
Boring D&D game.
No, that's my bad. I just saw
He's
this random
He's
game.
sitting in the ocean. That's what he's.
No, this is a random game called Colonist. I wanted to see what it did.
ADHD moment.
I'll guide Tolith to the red zone, and I'll ask him. You just stay there, and I'll walk to the brown zone.
I like how we're treating all the fire types like as if they were just like senile old men. Just like
That's
you come
gotta
here
be
and
racist,
you
dude.
sit there. Just like you sit there and we're just gonna be like, you just lay there. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go to my corner. Just stay put.
So as Raylith walks into the brown zone, the red zone, the two guys. So Sheldon will pop out of his shell, and Tolith and Sheldon will kind of like hop step on their feet. They're trying to keep their feet off the ground, because they're starting to get hot. And so now Raylith walks into the brown zone, which is obviously the Earth zone, and yours is very interesting because Earth is an interesting element in terms compared to the others, where water is more like an air and fire is more of a sensation that you can feel.
I am one with the earth.
With Earth, you feel a presence within the temple. Like you can feel the walls.
You feel the dirt.
I am the earth.
I am the dirt.
I am the table.
Table.
All right. So we're in this zone now. And we just kind of we each feel something different.
Yes, you each feel your own different sensation depending on the color that you guys are standing in.
I am on my back, just like pretending I'm floating.
You're just on the beach while your friends are getting burned.
What do we do?
Yeah, this shit busting.
So are the statues are in our zones?
No, they're in the center. So the
They're in the
colors,
center.
it's essentially a box, but at the corner where the corners would meet, it turns into a circle, and then the statues are standing in that circle.
Okay.
Currently, nothing is happening to the statues though, as you stand in your zones.
Am I able to touch the statue from my zone where I'm standing?
Which statue? Because there's 4 of them. Are you trying to touch your brown one?
I want
or
to try
your-
and touch the one related to my element.
You wouldn't be able to reach it then.
Okay.
I would like to use my ring to see if that reacts to the statue. Just like,
You also can't reach yours. The only
Damn,
people who
green
can
lamp.
reach their statues are the red and whites.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
try to.
Because they're on, like, between you two, they're on opposite sides of the line. So you guys wouldn't reach them. But
Okay.
I'll try and see if I can get my ring to react to the statue at all.
okay. So as you kind of be coming up the back right shoulder or right side of your statue, and you notice as you get closer to your statue, your ring begins to slowly light up white as you get closer to it.
Okay. So I'm right next to it, and it's super glowy.
It's super glowy, but nothing has happened to the statue yet. Your ring,
What
you
pose
just
is the statue in?
what?
What pose is the statue in?
It's still in that hand pose that it was at the end of last session, where the elemental left its hand. They're all in the same pose.
And wait, so it just has its hand out?
Yeah, not facing you, but yeah. So from it's facing the entrance, and it still has its hand out.
Okay.
I would like to give my statue. I will walk out of my area, but I want to give my statue a high five. I mean, damn.
Okay, so you walk out your
wow.
so you walk out your zone around the statues.
Yeah.
So as you step out of your white zone, you don't feel that sensation of water again. Which way are you going? Are you gonna walk into the red zone to get in there, or to get over there? Or are you gonna walk around the
I'll
other
walk
way to
through.
get there?
I'll walk the white and brown, seeing as they're not freaking the fuck out.
Okay, so you walk in out of your blue zone into the white zone, and you don't feel anything. You feel no sensation at all. As you work your way back around into brown, you don't feel anything except Raylith. You can feel his footsteps on the ground. That you stand on. And then as you make it around to, you're kind of still kind of standing in his zone, but within the circle. You go for the high five, and your hand gets stuck, and the eyes glow blue.
Mine or his?
The statue. So your hand is touching the statue's hand, so you basically are like high fiving, but you can't pull your hand back. Your ring is glowing blue, and the statue's eyes are glowing blue.
Okay, so can I try and do the same thing with the air statue?
Yep, you work your way through brown. Raylith can feel the footsteps, and you do the same thing. You put your hand up to the bald man. The white one, your ring glows even brighter, and his eyes and his arrow on his forehead begin to glow white.
Yo, it's Aang, the last airbender! Holy shit!
Alright,
That's
well,
great.
I'll see the others do this, and I'll tell the other two in the red zone, touch the statue, or whatever the fuck they're doing to get their rings to glow.
Okay, do you want to do yours? We can do yours first.
I will, I'll
Yeah.
travel to mine.
Okay, so you have to
do
step
that.
into the red zone for yours, but as you step in the red zone, you don't feel the footsteps of Cirrus or Ram anymore, and you don't feel a fiery sensation. So you put your hand up to the one with the mask, which is the third one, as your ring lights brown, and so do the eyes of the statue. And then as Tolith and Sheldon walk over, the second hand of the statue with the long beard and long hair, which is the far right one, his second hand comes out, so he's almost kind of just doing this. They both put their hands up. Both their ring are red, and so are the eyes of the statue. As of now, you're just stuck there, but nothing's happening yet.
So we can't move out.
No, your hands are
We're just
hands
stuck?
are just stuck there.
Can I try to like slide the ring off of my finger?
You can try. You can try.
I'll try to do that.
You want to straight check that, dude?
Yeah, sure. It's faster to just do it this way.
Ain't no way, dude. This man rolls nat 20.
Plus 3, 23.
I don't think that matters, you nat 20.
Yeah, you nat 20, did bro.
I don't know if it matters, but fuck. Alright, we're
Okay,
going, right?
so you're able to slip off the ring. Your hand becomes free, and the ring just drops to the floor. As the statue's eyes stop glowing, and so does you notice when the ring hits the floor, the nameplate was fading out.
The name of
that statue. You can notice like there's a name there.
There's a name on the statue.
There was a name on the statue, and you only notice it fading, the light fading out as the ring hit the ground.
Okay.
Everyone else, you all have your own names glowing there, but
Yeah, so what is the name on the statue that I'm with?
so yours would be Aang.
Shocker.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
crazy?
big
Serious, yours would be Korra. And then the red, I remember the red one. I know the red one. I have to relook.
Roku.
Yeah, it was Roku. That's the red one.
I was gonna say Zuko.
No. He was never an avatar.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Well then,
Okay.
I am very unsure of what the fuck to do.
I wish.
Yeah. I mean, can I like try and can I like say the name out loud? Does it do anything?
Not yet. No, nothing's happened.
I wish to cast Eldritch Blast.
So what
Blast the statue.
what
open.
does the name on mine say before it fades out
You
completely?
Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi. Okay, I don't know who that is, but
Okay.
I'll just look around at you guys and
Maybe put the ring back on?
I don't know what's going on. What do we need to do here?
Well, it's a very good question. Though it seems like we're getting somewhere. Although I'm not really sure where to go from here.
Well, I don't think you
Seems
can go anywhere from here.
Seems that
Yeah.
speaking the
Unless you get
name
the ring
aloud
off.
doesn't have any effect.
Sheldon will point out, perhaps saying them all at once will help.
Do you think?
All right. Sounds like a great plan.
All right, everyone on three.
Sure.
1,
1,
2,
2.
3, and then we'll all say
Yeah.
we'll all say their names at
4.
the same time.
Nothing happens.
I think I know why. Or maybe
Well, put your ring back
You should
on.
you should put your ring back on.
like got it off and it's bounding us here. Do you really think that saying a word
Well,
will help us escape?
Yes, precisely.
well, it's worth a shot. We don't really have anywhere to go. Any lead might help.
I have somewhere to go, and well, I guess we're trying to get there, but
So your ring.
I'll put the ring back on and And I'll put my hand on the statue and we'll do it again.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Car.
You all say each other's name, or you all say the names of your statue, at which your bodies drop to the floor, and you guys are all asleep.
And we all die.
So we're gonna have to do this one by one. So we'll start with AJ because you're air. So your mind is teleported to a very big white area, in which stands a man.
Does he look like the statue?
Yes. He's not facing you. He's facing away from you.
I'll try to speak in his. Can I speak in his head?
Yeah. You'll be fine. I mean,
I'll
his
say in
name
his-
was in common anyway, so
Yeah,
you
I'll
can assume
say
you
in
can
his.
talk to him.
Yeah, I'll say in his head, Aang.
Ah, I see you have found my ring.
Yes. Me and my friends fought some elementals and acquired these in the process. Can you tell me what this does?
Yes, well, when I passed on and we moved on to our next avatar, who I'm sure is probably there at the temple, we had a bit of a hiccup with the power transferring from one person to another. See, when that orb exploded, it changed our genes and our functionality of our bending, at which it turned into these rings, and now only the people with the rings can bend elements.
And you said that the current avatar is at the temple?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming her statue would be there. I don't know if the avatar still lives on. We haven't seen someone new show up since Korra showed up.
But you're saying that now only the people with the rings can bend the elements. That's what you said?
Well, that's what we think. After I died, Korra came along and she was given her abilities, but we haven't seen anyone else show up here, which either means the Avatar's still alive or Korra was the last one. But no common person can just bend like they used to.
And so, what do you mean by? Well, you said that the avatars are reincarnated?
Yes. We're all one, but we're all
how-
different people at the same time.
So how would Korra be the last?
Well, if the Avatar is killed before a certain time, then the transferring process gets canceled out.
Are you supposing that's what's happening currently?
That could have happened. The orb could have had something to do with it too. I mean, we don't even know the capabilities of that thing because it only just showed up as I was passing. Korra may have a little more knowledge on it, but as long as we're here, I don't know. I don't have her knowledge. I just have my own life knowledge.
Well,
Am I?
could you tell me what this ring does then, at the very least?
Well, what I believe is that the more that you use it and probably defeat enemies, the stronger it'll become and the more abilities you'll have to use in bending. But it seems like since you have my ring, you'll be given air bending abilities. You'll be able to manipulate air and either combining that with your current weapons or actually using air to fight.
So, how exactly does it work? Like manipulating wind? I'm not sure I'm following.
Well, there are scrolls that were made to teach newcomers to bending that if they still exist, you'll have to find somewhere. Uh, but I can't exactly teach you here because there's no air here. But I'm hoping, or I'm assuming that your ring, the more you can get it to light up and activate, the more abilities you'll be able to have to use it, at which you would be manipulating air to do these things that you can learn. But I can't teach you anything because, like I said, there's no air here, but scrolls do exist. I hope so.
Would you know of any of the location of these scrolls?
Not on this land, no.
Hmm. Well then, maybe is there any sort of activation word or phrase I need to use with the ring?
Not that I can think of. These rings never existed when I was around. That the avatar would just could bend all four elements, and everyone else could bend. Most people could bend one element, and some not at all. But I've never heard of these rings, but until recently when Korra came in.
So they more or less become a part of us.
It seems like you guys have been chosen by the respective element. I'm assuming it was difficult. Like, can you take it off?
I'll try to take it off.
Okay, try to take it off. Strength check.
Oh, okay.
Nat 20.
Could you imagine, dude?
Yeah, if he rolls a nat 20, just make it canon that we can take him off.
15.
So close.
So no, you cannot take it off.
Okay. Well, it's a bit stuck, it seems.
Has anyone in your party been able to take theirs off?
The one with the Earth Ring was able to free herself from it,
Interesting.
although something tells me that was, more luck than anything.
Yeah, well, that could be either a good or a bad thing. We'll have to see how Kiyoshi handles that.
So, just have the ring on and just go about my business, and it'll get stronger along with myself.
From what the knowledge I have, yes. If I think if you can find some way to activate it more often, and find scrolls to where you get to the point to where you can manipulate air and bend air, then you'll be able to use it in defense and attack abilities. But as it seems now, there's not much it can do for you.
Hmm. And is there any other way that I would be able to talk to you? Or is this just a one-time deal?
I don't know. This has never happened before. This
Interesting.
technically shouldn't even be possible from the world I lived in.
Meaning you're not from this world.
No, I'm not. The land you guys step on, it was not like the land I stepped on.
Hmm. Well, that's certainly something worth noting. Well, thank you for this information, Aang. If we ever have the chance to meet again, I will certainly let you know if I can find any of those scrolls.
Of course, and if you do find some and you need some help, I'm sure I can show you hand motions, but as of now, there's not much I can do until you can start manipulating in any way.
Could you show me one?
So, I could, but I want to see what you can do. I want to see if you're worthy of my abilities. The ring believes you are, but I have to see for myself.
I guess that's fair enough. I suppose not everyone who just randomly acquires a ring can have a natural talent with it. But thank you. Is there any way I can wake up right now, or?
So we'll pause before you say that. And so we're going to go into the next person. Because all your conversations are going to be happening at one time, at which you'll all be ending at one time.
Got it.
So we'll
Who's-
move to Cirrus.
Ooh.
So yours is very similar. Yours is a very big blue area with a
Okay.
lady not facing you in that blue area. God damn it.
All right. I'm gonna look over and just be like, "Are you Core?"
It's if she turns around, it's Cora.
Oh, that's my bad. I thought the A was silent. That's on me. Um. So, quick question: where am I?
Well, I don't exactly know. I don't know how we got here anyway. I'm supposed to be with my fellow avatar, and now I'm here with you.
Okay. Hmm. Do you know anything about this ring? This one
I
right here.
I do. Don't do that, dude.
Right here.
I do. It seems that you have obtained my ring. This
Your
ring, yes, this ring will allow you to eventually bend water.
That could be very useful, seeing as I can create it out of nothing.
I know you look like you stay in water very often.
I've gotta stay hydrated. So, where are you from then? If this is new to you.
Well, definitely not of this land. This land is not what I'm used to. I used to stand on. I
You know what? What a coinkadink. Me too.
well, you've been standing on it for quite some time, I believe,
Yeah,
but
that's
I've
true.
never been on here before. This land changed. The land changed after the orb appeared, and it seems like so have bending abilities.
Bending abilities?
Well, okay, so the avatar has 4 elements that it can bend: air, water,
What?
earth, fire. So I basically I could have, when I was alive, manipulate air, water, earth, and fire for defense and sometimes attacking to protect the people of my land. It was my
So you
job, my
used to
duty,
be
if you would say.
you used to
But
be one of these super strong avatars then.
I was. And I'm sure that your friends are communicating with one of them right now.
How many were there? I thought it would only be like one super soldier. Did they
There
make
were
them like in the batch?
there were tons. You see, we're all one person, but we're different people all at the same time. We were reincarnated. So I'm water, and so when I die, the next avatar would be Earth. After Earth is fire, and it goes back to the start at air. And then it cycles all the way
So
through.
does it get inherited at birth, or is it like coming of age? Or...
So the avatar will pass the current. So for me, being the avatar, the latest one, Aang was my predecessor. Was air. When Aang passed, I was born, or reincarnated, and then I became the avatar. Began bending water. That's my starting element, and then I had to teach myself and learn from masters of the other elements how to bend earth, fire, and air.
Does she look very old or no?
No. She looks about like how you would expect the statue to be.
So how old are you? Like, just to kind of get a concept of this.
Well, that depends. Are you asking the Avatar or are you asking Korra?
Are they different? Oh, I'm asking Cora.
So Korra would probably be in like her 30s, 40s.
Oh, I was asking her directly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad, Peel. No, I'm about 30, 40 years old. I'm hit my late 30s, early 40s before I passed on. I was so busy being the Avatar, I'd never kept track of my birthdays anyway.
Okay. Did you pass down your avatar ability, or were you like the last one?
I don't know. We don't know until the next Avatar shows up where we all hang out. So,
All right.
we
So
haven't had the next Earth Avatar appear yet, which either means it's alive, they're alive, or I was the last one.
all right. So let me just get this straight, because this whole avatar thing is very new to me. You pretty much get a super soldier who can bend all of the elements as long as they're taught. Who, once they die, someone else is born that is able to learn those four elements. But then you have like a grace period of learning where everything's vulnerable. What happens if you die early?
Well, then I would probably not become the Avatar if I died early, and the Avatar cycle would break.
So it just ends right there, like a bloodline?
Yeah, the next Avatar would not be reincarnated, and it would end with me.
How old was Aang when he died?
He was around his 40s, I believe, from the stories.
Okay, so it's likely you've passed it down.
It is likely, but that doesn't mean that the child that was supposed to become the Avatar didn't die at birth.
Pause real quick. This went from I'm gonna ask questions about the ring to I'm about to make this person think about their whole life decisions right here. All right, resume.
It's not like
okay,
I give
so-
it to them. They are chosen. They're chosen from birth.
Who chooses them?
I don't know. The world, I guess.
How does the world know who to pick? I mean, do they go based on good and evil? Does the world have a ideal? Does the world conscious? Is the ground you walk on thinking? I mean, how do they know who to pick? What if they pick a super insane, like, psycho person?
Well, all except one Avatar has been good. One person has abused the power for evil, who luckily eventually passed on, but we don't talk about him anymore.
Okay. I just like look at my ring one last time. It's like, so this will let me bend and manipulate water?
That's what I believe, yes. The rings are a relatively new thing. It only just became a thing as I passed on, which I've only seen the air ring, and I'm assuming the water ring was made when I passed on.
Does the ring become stronger, or is it like a stationary thing? Do I have to keep it on for safety or something? Do I blow up if it doesn't stay on?
Well,
What is the ring?
I'm not exactly 100% sure. The air ring I could never put on because I was already able to manipulate air. But I would guess that your ring will allow you to eventually manipulate water and bend it, which will give you both offense and defensive capabilities to help you in your trials and your combats. But
I do like using water in combat.
I'm not 100% sure how it works because it's so new. And I'm hoping this isn't. I'm hoping all 4 rings, if all 4 rings do appear, that this is the end for the Avatar.
Well, I have seen my allies have these rings before. We have 2 dudes have like a fire looking ring. I've got this one. There's a chick
Wait, you
with an
said
earth
there's
ring.
2 fire rings?
Yeah, blood like you got there's two different dudes get 2 different rings.
She just shakes her head.
You obviously know something about that. What's up?
Well, that would mean that the Avatar cycle's probably broken now.
And you were the last one?
I don't see any. I haven't seen a new Earthbender.
Slow clap in the background. But no. Okay. So if you're the last avatar, right? Let's go on assumption here. You're the last avatar. What does that mean for the world?
Well, that means the world doesn't have its sole protector.
But if one of them was already evil before, then the avatar isn't necessarily a protector guaranteed.
That was one person. One person can make mistakes. But when they died, Avatar was good again.
One person can make mistakes, but others can follow.
Well, no one's followed since then.
Touché.
And if the Avatar cycle is broken, then it'll never happen.
That's true. There can literally be no other evil avatars. So how did you die?
Well, I had a very long and intense fight with a very powerful man, whose name I do not speak of anymore because it was too painful to bear. But I passed on, and now it seems like it's your guys' turn to carry out the legacy of the Avatar, even though it's broken into multiple pieces.
Alright. So you want the 5 of us to become the one spirit that controlled the 4 elements.
I want you guys to use your rings wisely and protect the land around you, because clearly there's a very evil person who guards and created this land, and they need to be stopped.
Okay.
And I think they are the
Then,
cause of why the Avatars is no longer exists.
Oh, you think they broke the cycle?
I think them using the orb broke the cycle.
So you want me to kill him? Or, like, kidnap him, tie him up, like, torture, no torture?
However
like,
you
what
see
kinda...
fit on the situation, just as long as he stops hurting people, then everything will be fine.
You've got it. And I kind of just... whoosh.
Okay, now we go to Michael. So, Michael, you end up in a very brown area with a tall, actually taller than you, woman wearing green garments and a white mask, not facing you.
Is this some sort of trick?
It's no trick, my child, as she turns around.
My child?
Mommy?
Well, yes, you are part of this Avatar cycle now. But I guess
What is
technically,
an avatar cycle?
you're part of me.
What?
10 out of 10
You
introduction
have-
to a stranger.
So I'm assuming you have no idea what's going on.
No, and frankly, I don't care. I just want to go home.
So do you not want this power?
What power? All
Look at your
all
hand.
I've seen, all I've seen is me being bound to this place and dreaming up some sort of figment of my imagination.
Well, I could tell you for one thing that this is not a dream. And you are a part of a cycle of a very powerful being called the Avatar.
And could you explain to me what this avatar is?
So the Avatar is a person that has the ability to manipulate four elements and bend them. They use air, water, earth, and fire to protect the lands that they are surrounded by. That cycle has now been broken, as I can tell from the ring you have. And now you and your friends have to now protect the land around you using those abilities.
And why should I protect the land that I cannot trust?
What's the Avatar's duty? Regardless of the land, if they trust it or not, is what they must do. That's why the world has chosen them.
My duty is to serve a god, not some sort of avatar.
You're not serving the Avatar. You are part of it. You're part of a person who's been reincarnated for many generations, but now has been split into the five of you instead of just one person. And so you can still worship your God and carry out as you need to, but it's your duty as part of the Avatar to protect the land around you. And you can, I believe you can still do that, even doing as your God wants you to. Life's not a
And what do
straight
you
path.
know of my god?
I don't know of your God. In fact, I don't know of many things in this world, especially after everything changed. But we did have religion when I was living, and people believed similar things as you do, that we have to follow in one path when multiple paths lead to the same destination.
Hmm. Say, have you heard of the orb?
I have. The orb is the reason why the Avatar is split, and why
Hmm.
all the land around you looks nothing like what I used to live on.
Seems like this orb is everything. It wipes people's memories, breaks cycles, destroys worlds, hides memories.
Well, of course the orb has the ability to do that, but that doesn't mean that it has to be used that way.
Well, from what I've heard since I've arrived on this world, is the orb is not in the right hands.
Well, considering that everyone who's alive right now was never alive in my world, that probably seems it.
Hmm.
But I know you've been able to take off the ring. You can reject this power. Just know it's always going to be a part of you, whether you use it or not.
Hmm. This has to be a trick.
It's no trick.
Then why have I been chosen?
The universe has chosen you. As it has chosen me, it's chosen the avatar before me, and the one before him, and the one before him.
Hmm. I suppose I can use this power. What does this power offer?
Well, I don't know the capabilities of your ring. I do know the capabilities of earthbending. But as of now, your ring, I have no idea what it can do. This was not a thing when I was the avatar.
Well, so
I
far it's been a nuisance.
all I can assume is that it'll, considering it's glowing brown, that you'll be able to use earthbending abilities at some point in time, whether you figure it out or it takes time to happen. But I don't know what that ring is capable of doing. But considering it is a part of me, it is good.
And how do I know you're good?
Well, I'm sure that I will. If I explain it to you, you probably won't listen anyway or pay attention to what I say. So all I can ask from you is to ask your friends how their conversations with their respective avatars went and judge off of that. They're much younger than me. Well, except for Roku.
Hmm.
Roku lived a
Suppose
long
I'll
life.
have a talk.
Okay.
I'll just take like a long sigh and just think of just all the things that have happened since coming to this world.
Dude, it's been a crazy ride already, dude.
It has been a crazy ride, and fuck, I have like a duty to fulfill. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. I'm like overthinking all of this. There's like too much, but I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of fall to my knees and just think of going back home. You motherfucker. I am going to slit your throat.
And then as you guys each finish all of your conversations and you take your last blink, you wake up on the ground.
Are
God,
we
I'm not having mushrooms
free?
again. Jesus.
Can I
I'm pretty
am
good.
I able to like move around freely?
Yeah, you have complete control of your body.
Oh, just like kind of stretch.
Did anyone else have a strange dream?
I wouldn't call it
You're
strange,
not
but
the
it's
only
pretty
one.
cool.
Sheldon told
I
him to
mean-
be like,
I'm no stranger to dreams and what they're capable of, but this one felt different.
I met a 30-year-old woman.
I met what I thought was a small child with an arrow on his head.
Well, I definitely had a better dream than you then.
"Oh my god,
Well,
I hate you."
So
I
All
will
I've
hang on. I'm
gathered-
gonna correct AJ real quick. It was the older version of Aang. It's not the kid.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Retcon.
Yeah, the version
Right.
of the statue. So he's like in his old age. I mean, he was like 30 when he died, but
I still had a better version of the dream. But no, I would like to just so these ring things. Apparently, we are supposed to use them and save the world with them, or like save the world while having the power. I don't know. She didn't really know much. I'm gonna be
Sounds like
honest.
we sounds like we need to save the world regardless.
Right.
I mean, I was planning on doing that anyways, but like, this is pretty cool though. Like, think of it as a bonus, honestly.
I was told that they would grow in power along with ourselves, and that there might be scrolls somewhere that would teach us how to properly use them.
Yeah, mine did not tell me that.
Well, what did she tell you?
She told me that she didn't know how she died. She's the last one and broke the cycle. Everything sucks. And the world's in danger. So, I'd say very productive conversation.
Can I make an insight check to see if he's like lying to me?
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead. Please roll a nat 1.
Like compared to the conversation I had to what he's telling me doesn't really like.
Yeah, no, it's
Add up at
totally
all.
understandable. It's
Yeah,
totally
that shit
understandable.
don't add up. Ooh, I have a +7 insight. That's gonna be 22.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Hmm.
That's about all I've gathered from that shit. Like, you can tell that was complete truth.
For what I was told, this orb was, well, the orb that we've been kind of encountering is likely the cause
The
of.
memory forgetting one?
Mm-hmm. It's likely
Yeah,
the
that's gonna be a
cause of
problem.
a lot of things going on in this world, and I suppose the breaking of this avatar cycle is just one of them.
Actually, yeah,
Well,
I think that's what my dream lady said too. I think
From what
Cora.
from what I was told, the avatars, plural, singular. But anyways, them and their cycle are not from this world.
Sheldon's
Yeah.
gonna
I
get.
suppose.
Sheldon's gonna say, perhaps the orb is the reason why it broke.
Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
Cora said too.
Well, seems like we would need to find this orb, take control of it.
Or smash it.
But
I don't think we should break this orb. Hell knows
No.
what will happen if the orb breaks. If it can
Well, it seems
control
so.
everything, if it gets destroyed, it will probably not be a very good end for everything in existence.
But what if breaking it puts a stop to all the anomalies and bringing in people from other worlds? What if
I
that is
think we
the only
need.
source of its power?
I think we need
well,
more
that might more
information.
so be whoever's using the orb currently, which I would believe to be is Shalu.
And if that is true, then should we even have it in our own hands? Where would we keep it safe where no one's going to, grab it and repeat the evil schemes that happens anyways? You can't
I mean-
stop for corruption.
Go, perhaps we can create a fortress. Maybe we can use it to build something to protect it. It
I
has
mean, if
the ability to
Shalu's-
create. Maybe we can create something to protect the orb.
I mean, if Shalu's able to protect it himself with this barrier, we probably can. I'm sure it's not hard to protect something that can create.
I wish to lay a hand on everybody and goes guys, I figured it out.
Ugh.
We
I
must
just back
use
away.
we we must use the power of friendship to defeat Saul. We must do this with our combined team efforts.
Well, we were given 5 rings, and I suppose we are part of the Avatar cycle now, whatever that means. So
I was waiting for the size.
I guess your
Say, like,
statement
depressed.
isn't entirely inaccurate.
All right.
I think
well,
that's just maybe something we need to come back on. We need more information about this orb and what it can do, what it cannot, and how we can stop someone from using this orb.
Well,
Agreed.
maybe the answer lies in the temple. Can I like try and look over to see if the entrance to the temple is opened?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Can I look around the rest of the temple to see if like the light stuff is still there and like
Yeah, the
anything changed?
aura of each section is still there. Yeah,
So,
but the statues are not lighting up anymore. And neither are your rings.
quite a fierce battle we had today. I suppose we should rest and recuperate before entering the temple.
Hashtag rest
There
and
is an
relaxation.
entrance to this temple. This is just the
You guys are in the temple.
temple. Yeah. This
Oh,
is
we're already
all
in the
right.
temple?
Yeah, the statues were
Yeah,
in
we've
the
been in
middle
it.
of the temple.
Oh, I thought they were outside. Got it. Okay.
Can I use a perception check to see if there's any like loot around?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
While he's doing that, I would like to cast Goodberry. And I'll
Good burger.
I'll eat one, and then I'll start passing them around.
Not my baddies.
What is this?
Well, shit, I forgot that
It's
rolls
a-
too.
it's a magic-
14.
Yeah, we'll take the first one.
Yep, 14.
And just say what you were gonna say.
It's a magical berry. If you eat it, it will give you an entire day's worth of nourishment.
Sounds useful.
Sirius, you do not see anything else in the temple to grab. It
I think you also gain hit points when you eat it.
It seems more
It's
of
just
a
Maybe.
like a religious type thing where it's just people are there for worship and not to stash anything.
So no offerings at all?
Yeah,
No.
it's just one hit
System
point.
worship? No.
I mean,
Alright.
it's all old, so the only person who it only looks like only one person's been there, and you can assume it was the guy who built it out.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll just head out with the rest of the crew.
What do you think Zwark wanted us to find here?
Probably the statues and our rings and the
I don't
communicational thing.
I don't think he necessarily wanted us to find anything. More so, we act as a it being a
Expedition.
reconnaissance mission. Gather information and bring said information back to him.
So okay, quick powwow, guys. What are we gonna tell them? Like our rings decided to glow. We fought some elementals, and then
We found
high five statues got into a dreamland. So all waked up at the same time. Like it sounds like a high trip as hell. I don't know if he's gonna believe all
Well,
this.
We found
It might
a
sound like a high
temple.
trip if you explain it, but if you leave the explaining to me, he might be able to understand.
Sounds good. You got this.
Then the sailor is going to walk through the entrance, be like, "Is everything okay in here?"
I believe so. Can I help
We're
you, sir?
alive.
Yeah, we're alive. We just got roofied by a high five.
I was just making sure y'all were okay. I heard some like banging, and you guys were probably fighting stuff. We're just trying to figure out when you guys are ready to go.
Oh, we're ready to go.
I believe.
Come on.
If that's everything we came for, I suppose we should return back and report what we found.
Sounds good
Can
to me.
I like make a perception check or something to see if we're missing anything inside of the temple? If there's any
You're more than happy to. Connor already rolled one, but if you want to
Oh,
roll
okay.
another one, you can.
I'll roll, sure.
I'll roll as well.
Wow, they could really
I
double
just
checking their
wanted to-
belongings here.
I just wanted to make sure.
Oh,
Perception check will be. Is that accurate? Oh, it is accurate. I'm dumb.
Same.
That will be a 15.
No, you don't notice anything else in there.
Okay, so we've pretty much gotten everything. All right.
Make our way back.
I guess we'll just make our way back to the boat.
Awesome. So you guys make it back to your boat. You make a safe trip back around Calco Sanctum to Svark's Kingdom. That's where you can see him standing on the dock as you approach.
Before we left the temple, can I look to see if this person who ran off is anywhere in sight?
You can look down at the direction he ran. There's those footsteps are gone.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I can make out any figures moving or
No, it's a wasteland out
anything.
there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna have you roll anything because there's just nothing out there.
Gotcha. And not even a nat 20? No.
There's more sand.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably
All
knows
right.
airbending. He covered his
Back-
tracks.
Back in Zvark's Kingdom.
It's me. I know I do that.
Well, Ryan, you said Zwark was waiting on the docks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
good to see you again, sir.
yeah, cool. So you guys make it there. Hi. How did your trip go?
Well, we do have some interesting information to report. And then I'll kind of explain everything that happened
Should we
in
keep
the
this
dream,
in private?
if
Probably
you
a
wish.
good idea.
We probably should, just in case. I don't want to cause panic around here. So y'all make your way back up to his the same room you
Sure.
guys came into earlier near his balcony. So he walks you guys out onto the balcony as you guys look over Shalu's big old white dome. It was like, well, what do you guys got for me?
And then I'll go into detail of everything that was explained to me in my dream, and then everything the three of us talked about.
Okay. Well, what about those guys? And he'll point to Sheldon and Tolis, be like, well, Sheldon's on your back again, but Tolis be like, not much really happened. I got there and I didn't see anybody.
You didn't see anybody, but we did.
What about the statue of the old man? You didn't see a version of him?
No, it was just a bunch of fire.
Sheldon, did you see anyone?
He's still asleep. I mean, you wake him up. You can wake him up, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll wake
he
him up.
pops out of his shell and his arms and legs are out because he's still on Rom's back. It's like, what?
You hearing this?
Nah, I'm sleeping, man.
What did you see in the temple?
I didn't see anybody. I felt more asleep than anything, but there was nothing there.
Cora said that it would have ended, and like the fire. She like when I told her that the fire had 2 rings, she knew immediately that the cycle has ended. Do you think like that caused them not to see anybody, or it's like maybe it's their fault? Sheldon and Tola, it's your fault.
Well, Zwark will point out, well, perhaps it's because there's 2 rings. Maybe there's only supposed to be 1.
You think their existence fractured the rings?
I think the fact that there's 2 rings, they have to somehow be combined. And if combined, maybe the person that has the combined ring will see who they're supposed to see.
So, how would we combine the rings then?
Well, first, it seems like you guys have to take them off.
Well, that's already proven quite a challenge.
I'll try to take mine
Wait.
off.
You're not fire.
Guys, I have an idea. If they need to become unified, instead of taking the rings off and putting them on one person, what if we would just put Sheldon on Tolith?
Speaking of which, Dwark, do you think we could have a room set up for Sheldon? He seems to be a lot sleepier lately. Just more of a hassle to carry him around.
I'm sure I can whip something up. It's gonna take time though to set up a room from him. We've been kind of busy over here the past few days while you guys have been out adventuring, but give me about a day or so, and I'm sure I can get something up for him. If you guys can handle, carrying him on your back for a little bit longer.
And
I mean, hell, if you could even get him a room in a tavern or an inn or somewhere for
just somewhere
some
that
time, that'll do.
Somewhere where he
talk-
can
I just gotta
sleep
talk to some
comfortably.
people. Yeah, I just gotta talk to a couple people and coordinate something.
Mhm.
And maybe set it up as a room for two. Tolith as well. I believe he said it wasn't feeling well.
I'll see what I can do. Perhaps in the meantime, you guys discuss your game plan for your next mission. But since you're here and you guys have completed your mission, I have a reward for you guys.
Money?
Since you've explored the temple, and he hands you, Rom, a pouch. Here's your payment for this mission, and inside is 150 gold that you guys can split amongst yourselves.
30 per person.
Or 50 per person.
Well, Sheldon's still there.
How would
Tolith is still there.
How would Sheldon?
They're still there. It's
They're
just how do you
asleep.
think they're gonna react when they come back?
I think since we all went on the mission together, we should all get paid the same.
All right.
No
30
extra
per
money for
person.
you, Sirius.
It's not for me. It's for us.
Sheldon's
guys.
Sheldon's
It's
gonna
for
pop his
us.
head out. Greedy bastard, and goes back to sleep.
Fuck you, bitch!
It's not called greedy. It's called profitable. It's two differences. It's a difference.
A greedy person would say more money is profitable.
I feel like Connor's gonna kill
would a poor
Sheldon
person.
and then take his shell and try and sell him or something like that.
That's something. That is something Sears would do.
So guys, I
From
have
wh-
the
from
shell for
what
sale.
I
It's a very
get.
red shell, very rare. Right? You can turn this
It's a
into a
ra- it's a
shield.
You can
Donnie
play
Red
Mario
shell.
Kart with Sheldon,
a-
dude.
Guys, I have
Yo!
this great game idea, right? Everyone runs on horses, and
Yeah.
they go around this track a
Make-
bunch of times, and we take Sheldon and throw him at people.
Yeah, make
You guys can play
make-
soccer with
make
Sheldon. And
a-
Sheldon's the ball.
Make a red shell as a magic item.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay, anyways. So yeah, we get paid. Zwark, any new observations regarding Shalu's region or barrier or anything new happen while we were gone?
So far, no. The orb's been pretty dormant so far.
But you said over the last few days of our adventure, you have been busy. Would you care to explain, what you've been up to?
Well, we've been getting the kingdom set up for my departure to Schvark's palace. We are getting set up for a party, and then after the party, we head out. So, I've been correlating with everyone getting the party ready, getting enough men to travel with me, and then making sure that we have a proper plan in place for while I'm gone. That way, the kingdom is set for when I'm gone.
Would you need any
So-
sort of extra hired help?
I was about to say the same thing.
I think we got everything covered here. All I really need you guys to do, I mean, of course, we already know in the long
care,
run is to
Calco.
destroy the orb, but it seems like from the quests that I put up on the board, Calco's the only thing left you guys have to handle before I can come up with something else. I plan on putting some more quests on the board, at least here when I make it to Schvarks and back, when I get back from that trip, but you guys could always make your way to Schvark or make your way to Roseland and see if they've got some stuff for you.
You believe we're ready to face CALCO?
I mean, from what you guys described, you got some crazy stuff going on. I mean, you fought elementals already. Those are pretty powerful beings from what I've studied. I believe you guys should be ready. It's he will be difficult, but I believe once you fight some of his men, you'll kind of understand how he fights. He trains his men how he trains himself. So maybe that will help in some. If you can fight some of his men before you get there, you can kind of predict on how he's going to fight.
Mm-hmm. That helps us in terms of combat, I suppose. Do you have any information regarding where he stays?
Well, you guys went around his sanctum to get to the temple, so if you just head west, you will eventually meet him on the other side of those mountains.
Mm-hmm. Any sort of information, I guess, on his lair, or you
Well,
know how many men he has?
I'm not sure. We don't communicate very often. Not recently, only when we kind of butt heads on our borders, but even then, my men take care of it. I will say that your easiest path of travel, if you guys can either take some of our horses that we have left over at our stable, or if you take it on foot, there's a crevice in between two mountains you guys can enter from, at which will make it a lot easier than going over, because if you try to go over a mountain, it's not going to be fun.
I can guarantee that.
I think we all can.
Flashback
I
to
sup-
us climbing a mountain on the prequel.
Yeah, you guys fucking climbing the mountain to get to the top where that dude's lair was. Hell yeah. That like took a day and a half. Well then, I think, judging by what you're saying, the crevice is probably some sort of choke point, so his men will probably be there. I think that will give us potentially a little bit of a taste of what's to come.
I know him well, which means he's probably portraying that onto his men. This will get ugly. You are probably going to have to fight your way through and out. But I believe in you guys and what you are capable of doing, and I do believe you guys can get this done.
Hmm.
And once you do, I'll even give you guys some of your own land to live on once you complete this.
Interesting. Another thing, you say you know him fairly well, right?
Yes, he is my brother after all.
What's your brother's most glaring weakness?
His ignorance.
Does he have a big ego as well?
I'm going to pretend you didn't say as well. But yes. I would say, between the two of us, I'm the brain, he's the brawn.
Hold on.
Well, I suppose traveling west towards the crevasse might be our best route forward. I can get us there by horseback, at least for 2 hours or so. But from there, we might have to walk.
I think maybe you said you have horses as well for us.
Well, if you check by the stable, I can make sure that if there are some available that you can use them. But I can't guarantee anything. I've been all over the city today, so I don't know if there's any left.
Well, we can check. I think having horses available not only will make our journey there quicker, but it will give us an easier escape. I think maybe we need to set up some sort of, I guess, small temporary outpost, where we will settle in and figure out what's going on, and once the deed is over, we'll have to quickly head there and run off. Judging from what I hear, this will probably be dirty, but I think we're capable.
Well, good luck on your adventure, and I hope everything turns out well, and I hope to see you soon, which we have a very large prize for you all. But I got nothing else to say to you. You guys are
Of
ready.
course. Well, CALCO is a threat to you and potentially this world. So taking him out will be good for what is to come.
All I ask is you let him down with some sense of mercy. After all, like I said, he is my brother, but that doesn't mean he's not evil.
Well, he's a traitor. So
So no.
take that as you will.
I agree with Zwok. We probably should show some form of empathy, even in his final moments.
We'll see when the time comes.
And Zwark's gonna walk back inside.
Alrighty.
Well, I can get the two of you about 2 hours west if I can turn myself into a horse. I would just need to pick up a saddle from the stables. Apply that to my body.
I suppose. Do you think? Well, what about Tolith? And potentially Sheldon?
Well, I don't know how useful Sheldon will be in a fight, given his narcoleptic state, and but I guess we could go speak with Tolith.
Well, Tolith's with you on the balcony, and I'll be like, and so he'll say, "Well, I can hold him in the meantime, and I can hold and protect him, and if for whatever reason you guys can't handle what you're fighting, I can jump in."
I think, for the betterment of this group, that we need to stick together for this. I don't think just us three will be able to take on this Calco man.
I believe we can. And it is my belief in our abilities and our teamwork that we'll be able to.
Well, the more we are in numbers, the better we are as a team.
Well, if we're all going, we'll need to stop by the stables anyways. Pick up at least one horse.
Alrighty, well.
Unless we're all gonna fit on one horse, I think we might need more than one.
I
Well,
don't believe
I can
we
turn
all
myself
fit on
into
one
a horse, believe it or not.
Ah, well, never mind then. Perfect. Now the question is, who's going to?
Don't say it.
Who is going to accompany me in my horse
Yeah.
form?
Yes, precisely.
That is
Yeah, he's gonna ride you,
up to the
dude.
four of you.
I'm very good at dispersing my body weight.
That's great, dude.
That's crazy.
Let's go to the stables.
Let's go to the stables.
And I'm
Let's
just
go to the
gonna,
stables.
I'm just gonna walk to the stable.
Okay.
You say it,
Darius, in your head, you'll hear, "Get your mind out of the gutter."
Bro, it's been in the abyss, way past the gutter, bro. I don't know what you're talking-
So you guys make it down to the stable. It's the same guard that gave you the horses when you guys went to Roseland. At which you see two horses in the stable that are not geared, and one saddle sitting on the left side. And then he will approach you as you are approaching the stable, like, "Ah, men, welcome back."
And women.
Hello.
Of course,
how
and
you
he'll
doing?
bow toward you,
Silence,
Rayleigh.
woman. No.
I just
Fucking imagine just like
I
silence,
just
woman.
look at
Anyways.
him, give him a look of a little bit of a disappointment.
We're looking to rent a horse. 2 if you can spare them.
Well, they're not for rent, but they are for purchase.
How much?
Well, if you're looking for the pair, plus the saddles that are necessary, I could probably give them both to you for about 275 gold.
That is absurd.
Well, I did hear you just got a big paycheck.
I
And
lean
where
over
did you
like,
hear
not
that?
enough. Not enough to cover that. I think it might be best if we just walk.
I can loan you some of the money. I do know how big that quest is for it is you're going to fulfill. I could loan you the remainder of what you have, and then when you come back, all you have to do is pay it off with no interest.
I wish to lean over to Rayla and be like,
Can
technically,
I?
he did grow the horses and from the stable, so that's actually a decent price for them. It's just ludicrous because of how long it took him to grow the horses and get the saddle and all that fun stuff. But
Well, it's ludicrous
Can I
because we're
insight
doing a
the?
good deed for this kingdom.
good deeds don't get you paid.
Can I insight him to see if he's fucking us over with this price?
Yes. At which, if you also want to, you can persuade him to get it lower. That's up to you.
I'm trying to do that right now.
I'm
Okay.
saving that for the end. I'm saving that for the end.
Yeah.
He's serious. Based off of your judgment. You two are more welcome to insight as well if you want.
I would
I-
love the insight.
Yeah. So I'm going to say I think doing such a good deed for the kingdom, you would think that maybe people will have some compassion for the people who are doing it.
Connor, you can't tell.
Damn.
I hear you, but I've grown these horses my entire life. I've grown up with these ones, and it's not just the price of the horse, but also the missed out memories of having them around.
Can I try and persuade him and say, well, do you think at the very least could we just pay you a portion of the money and only take care of these horses for a few days or so and return them to you for someone else to purchase?
You could do that. So I'll allow a persuasion for that, or a persuasion to actually lower the price. That way you can still buy them.
I want to persuade him to try and get us to rent them.
Okay.
Because I think buying horses is
Well,
not worth.
You are getting land, so you'll be able to maintain them.
21.
Okay, so I could, between the two of you, or between these two, getting still the saddles, you guys will be gone probably 4 or 5 days. With the trip there, the men you'll have to get through fighting CALCO and coming back will probably take about 4 or 5 days. For rent, I could probably do 75 gold a piece.
Hey guys, remember how we just like left horses over at Roseland
What if we just go grab those?
Sirius, that is actually a good
Well,
idea.
We kind of just
we
left
might
them.
we might have to spend money for food and supplies trying to bring them from Roseland to the mountains in the west.
Well, yeah, but we'd have to
obviously
buy
going-
food and supplies anyways.
Well, you see, think that would be a lot cheaper and
A lot more.
better for this businessman to take the horses that we were given and leave him with his.
He does seem to have a very attachment to them, so. Enjoy your day, good sir. If we need to come back, we definitely will. Have a wonderful day, my friend.
You too, and good luck on your mission.
Can I go to an apothecary?
Looks like we're doubling our travel time. Off to Roseland.
You have a very special teleportation rock. I'm just gonna mention that.
Yeah,
by the
I
way.
understand
yeah,
that.
I was
but
gonna go
once we go,
straight to Zwark's
once we go
castle
east
and
to
just go
Roseland,
right
we gotta
through.
go double the distance west, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. But that is
Can we take the
fine.
horses on the teleporter or no?
Well, I wouldn't think so because it's inside. They're all inside, right? From what I remember.
The only 3 that you've been through, yes.
Yeah.
Can we take the horses inside?
I can't answer that question. You'd have to try it.
Let's
All right. We'll go to. I'll
talk with Zwark and let's find a way to Roseland.
Well, we could just. We have these. We could
Well,
just teleport
We
there.
can warp to Roseland. The issue is that we have to get the horses out of Roseland and into the area we need to bring them.
Well, I suppose we would just have to ride them west. However many days that would take.
Well, you'd have to go northwest, because Roseland is south of Swarks. So you would have to go up through the desert, and then across the brown hills into the swamp, and then around the mountains into the inside.
So we're gonna be walking
Here.
like halfway across the continent.
So here, I'll map this out for everyone watching. So, they are here at Zwarks. The rock they have will allow them to teleport to Roseland because they've been there before. So, they'll teleport from Zwarks to Roseland, and based off of their plan, they would take the horses, ride back northeast, through this desert, over these hills into the swamp, and then around in between the crevice of the mountains and into the CALCO Sanctum. There's actually a
Looks like
a cut through, so you would be going this way.
Got it.
Looks like about
Um,
2.5 or 3 times the distance.
now, what if we attempt to fit the horses in the teleporter, and then we just go?
I think it's
"Oh,
worth a try.
ideas."
At the same time,
I will
they're
say
not the bearers of.
it'll take 6 to 7 days on walking speed from Zwark to CALCO.
How many days would it take on horseback?
3 to
from
4.
Roseland.
From
So even
from
if we did-
Roseland or from Zwark. Okay, I'll say all of them. Zwark on horseback will go 3 to 4. Foot from Zwark will go 6 to 7. And then Roseland will probably take 10 to 12
On horse?
on horse.
Okay.
Alright, and last question, what about boat?
Boat's
'Cause
not
that's always-
really an option right now because you don't have access to a boat. Unless you went
You
to the
just-
dock and tried. Yes, you just went on a boat, but that doesn't mean that they're not
They-
doing other things.
They're too busy to help us save the fucking world?
Go ask him then, bro!
Gold really
Alright, I
does
want-
put a dent in all of our plans.
I would like to go towards the dock.
Okay, Sirius is going to the dock.
Actually, wait, you didn't even tell me how long that would take if it was the case.
What? Well, because
Or
you don't
do-
know
or do I
yet.
have to wait for the... Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you don't know yet.
Gotcha. All right, so hello, boat masters. I have a question for you guys. Hold on, let me
Boat masters.
take out that. Boat
Are you going to go up to some random sailman or
I'm going to the captain.
some random seaman
Man,
or the same people you just came back with?
I hope I don't find some random random seaman, but I'll go back to the people who just took us.
Oh, back already.
Yes, yes. I have a question though.
Okay.
How much gold and how long would it take for you to bring us over to that little castle right there? Forgot the name real quick. Not my fault. Anyways, how long would it take us to travel there, and how much coin you looking for?
Well, by boat, it would probably take 3 days to get there, but I'm not taking my boat through there. I mean, we're surrounded by land, and that's also CALCO sanctum. I would prefer not to be associated with them.
So one more question then. What if, and I kind of have the map out.
Mhm.
What if we land? What if you drop us off like here? Because it was on the way to the Lost Temple. What if you just drop us off right there, and then we can move by foot to there?
Well, I will say that they can see us from the water.
Then they watched us go to the temple.
Yes, they did.
So
But we
are you
made
worried
sure to
about
stay
dropping?
far enough away that they could not do anything.
Do you have a rowboat?
It's got like a
Drop
side
us off.
rowboat on the side. I
Drop
don't.
us off here on a rowboat. We sail back here, then we drop off here and land and go.
Yeah, but like that would take longer because they're using gust of wind to move, and you guys are going.
No, we probably use gust of wind as well.
Well, I don't have a rowboat, but I know someone about 3 docks down that may have one.
I go 3 docks down.
You can see a elderly man who just came back from fishing using that very rowboat that you're trying to purchase.
Oh, I see you caught a good haul here. Must be a master angler.
I try in my old age, but I gotta do something to
Hey.
make a living.
Fair enough. How about I make you a deal? We rent out your little rowboat here, and we take it and return it after we're done. We're gonna have a little bit of a sailing trip, if you know what I mean.
Where are you going?
Pull out the map again. It's like, all right, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna go around following the coastline, really, making sure we're safe. Don't want to stray too far out into the ocean and get lost because it's a rowboat. We don't have that kind of seafaring capabilities. But we're gonna land right here. We're gonna park the boat, all right? We're gonna make sure that shit's anchored and safe. Then we're gonna go into this building, kill a bitch. We're gonna leave that building. We're gonna get back in the rowboat and sail back to the kingdom.
You do know to go all the way around that island, do what it is what you're trying to do, and come back will take like 8 days, right?
Total?
I mean, assuming you run into no hiccups, yeah.
I mean, hell, we might as well just walk at this point.
Well, no, because if walking is what? How long is walking?
It's like a week.
Yeah,
And
fuck
we're
it.
gonna escape in a rowboat?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Get
Escaping on
I believe it might be best if we just walk. It would save some money and
Can we
not
rent
take as
one
long as
horse? Maybe.
and have the rest of us walk.
Rom, you said you can turn yourself into a horse. Right?
Well, I don't. Well, I don't know how much Sheldon is going to weigh. I don't know if I'll be able to I don't know how much I'll be able to carry, but
Polith is gonna carry him.
I can only do it for about 2 hours at a time.
Ryan, I have a question.
Yes.
How fast, in like terms of feet per turn, are boats, like the rowboats and shit?
Not fast.
Yeah. Not good.
Would you say they're about 70 feet per turn good, or?
No.
Bro, they're fucking rowboats.
Okay. So,
So
Ryan, if I
you're asking if a rowboat can move 60 feet or 10 feet per second.
So, Ryan, I have a question.
Oh good God. What?
How long would it take for me to swim all the way through there?
Then how are the
Longer,
rest of us gonna
probably.
get there?
Oh no, y'all can get there late. It's fine. I'll set up camp.
How about we walk and we don't get anything?
Okay.
I agree with this plan.
Fuck the horses. Fuck the boats.
Bing bong.
I
Let's walk.
I just want to know how fast it would take me to swim there, because I have like 70 as one action. I can use my bonus action to go another 70. So technically,
Plus, well, on the bright side, we'll be getting our steps in, and we can have some fun conversations and jolly times on our way there.
sounds
Before
brilliant.
jumping into what I would believe is certain hell.
I would like to take a quick stop at the apothecary before we do get going, though.
Sicko mode. So, you've actually already been in the apothecary, so you already know where it is.
Hell yeah.
I'll follow along.
I will be waiting with Tolith and Sheldon.
Okay. So, you walk into the same apothecary that you've been beforehand. You notice a young woman behind the counter.
Is it the same young woman that we talked to
No.
before?
It's different.
Yeah, cool.
Different shift.
Hello, nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing absolutely wonderful.
If we have a rerun of you trying to sell the skeleton, I quit.
We're ending the session. We're
And I pull the skeleton out my mouth. So, I'm going to go over and pull out the bag of poisonous berries that I had before, that I bought from here before. I'm going to look at her. I'm like, so, how much would it cost for you to turn these into poison vials?
Well,
I have a vial right here. It's empty though. I just don't know how to turn it.
well, I mean, there's time. There's, of course, any excess materials needed to make it. There's the actual vials themselves. I can, of course, use the vial you have, but if we're using our own vials, I mean, how fast do you need them?
We'll be I turn back to Raylith, and I'm like, when are we leaving again?
Within probably the next hour.
In an hour.
Okay, well, they're not going to be, I mean, how effective are you looking for them to be? The more time it takes, the more effective I can make them.
Well, that's fair enough. Dilution and potency. Do you have any ready poisons and potions? Do you have any stuff that's like ready and very potent?
Currently, no. We just sold out of our newest poisons as the guards have been taking them with them for safety of Zwark as they make their way to Zwark soon.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Which seems like a
Alright, do you
security
have any-
issue. But that's not my job.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Imagine Zwark just gets poisoned.
I know. I was about to say, I was like, man, bodyguards buying a bunch of poison? That doesn't sound about right.
Well,
But
how many do you need? Like, because if I make one potion in that hour time frame, I can make it stronger than I would making multiple. That would be not as strong, right? So what is it? in terms you're looking for? Like how many or how strong?
I think one that's just really potent would work.
Okay. Well, come back here, and she'll take the berries. Come back here in an hour, right before you leave, and I will give you your potion, and then I'll give you stats and stuff.
Sounds good. Do you have any health potions too, just so that we can stock up before we head off on a journey?
Well, I do actually, and she turns and grabs this bottle that resembles a canteen bottle, in terms of shape and size. It's like I have one of these potions right here, greater healing potion. I could probably sell this to you for. I mean, this is our biggest one, and it's our only one we have right now. So I could probably get this for about 25 gold.
And can I do like an inspection on the potion?
Yeah, you want to?
It's like what would that be under, an investigation or medicine?
Can I
Yeah, I would
assist?
probably say. Yeah, go ahead. I would say medicine. I mean, it's literally healing.
That's true. It's medicine. All right. So it's a plus.
So roll with advantage.
Hey, now 20.
Hey, damn! 2 fucking
Very
good rolls.
Damn, I inspected the shit out of these potions.
Yeah, so it's a greater healing potion, and it was like just made.
Fresh greater healing potion. How much does a greater healing potion heal?
4.
44 plus
Yeah,
4.
44 plus 4.
Which is pretty good.
That is.
For 25 gold too, that's really good.
I'll be like, I'll take it.
Awesome. Well, and she'll stick her hand out for the gold. I'm like, yeah, just come back in an hour before you leave, and I will have your poison potion ready.
Do you know the price of that poison potion, by the way? Just like, so that way I know how much I'm gonna need to pay you when I get back.
Well, see the size of your vial. It kind of depends on how much of my own materials I would need, but let's see, strong potency, size of the vial, amount of berries. Probably use these couple things. Just kind of looking around the room.
That is 45 poison berries as well. So like that's worth. I think you said before that like 15 made one normal poison potion.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 times the poison potion. So.
Well, she'll probably take me about 35, 40 gold to make a strong enough potion that it is that you're looking for.
How about you make something worth 28 gold exactly?
I can make a not as strong one for 28 gold.
But close enough?
I mean, I can do my best with the materials I have at that price.
Even with the vial and...
I can use your
berries.
vial. I can use your vial. I'll use not as much as of my materials, but still enough necessary to make it strong. I'll still use your berries. But I will need all 28 of your gold.
Okay, you wouldn't happen to need bones, would you?
No, you're not that guy, are you?
What do you mean that guy? Have I built up a
I'm
reputation
serious.
already?
You tried selling a skeleton to my friend the other day.
Hey, it can be used in potions and poisons, alright? It's a very versatile thing as well, helping herbs grow out of the ground. It is a very versatile.
Well, not for how we
material.
make them. We don't need bones to make our potions.
This is why I don't go out with you in public.
Alright. Well, I'll be back in an hour to pick up the poison potion then.
Awesome.
In the meantime, do you have any sort of other potions in terms of utility?
As of right now, no. We've been sold out since the guards came and took most of our stock. They've
I appreciate. Sorry, go ahead.
they've been looking for anything they can get their hands on to make sure that Zark is protected at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say I do find
Alright.
it funny that the guards bought all the poison but not all the healing potion.
But remember they just made it.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
the healing potion you bought, they just made it.
Man, these
How
guys
much
are
did you
popular. They're like
say?
running out.
How much did you say the poison would be for?
Well, it'll be 28 gold once it's completely made.
Full potency.
So like if you're using your gold with it. If I was gonna go full potency using my materials, it would take 40.
I'll lay down 20 gold.
Split halfsy halfsy.
Okay. And then Sirius, you'd lay down the other 20.
You got it.
Okay, well, I can make the strongest potion possible within this time frame using that money. And all I need you guys to do is come back in an hour, so I got some time to work on it, and then you guys will be good. Because once I make this potion, we're closing down for the day.
You got it.
Sounds good.
Is there anything else you guys want to do, or do you just want to cut to when she's
Wait
done
around.
making it?
I will cut.
AJ, is there anything else you want to do before we cut to
He's
their
No,
potion being done?
I was just waiting by the main gate. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, exit. You do whatever. You're kind of hanging out. You come back in. After that hour, it's like, the potion is done, and you're watching her with like these metal like tweezer claws, dip the vial in, and then use a cork and plug it. So she hands it over to you, still on the claw thing, hands it over to you. And so this potion, Connor, will be 2d4 plus 1 per turn.
That's pretty damn.
With
Plus
4
1.
turns of effectiveness.
4 turns. So that's 8d4 plus 4. Nuts.
Hey, it's what happens when you supply your own berries.
I guess so.
Now, of course,
How
if he cleanses himself of the poison, then the effectiveness will wear off beforehand. But at full effectiveness of those 4 turns, as long as it's not cleansed, that's what it'll do.
Could you?
So I already have a regular poison vial. What does that do?
1d4 plus 1 with 2 turns of effectiveness.
God.
Can I ask how is this poison most effective, I guess? Ingestion, wounds.
Well, I made this poison to be very versatile. I know that you have the man who's on his back, and she kind of like giggles and points at Tolith. I know that he's very quick from the stories I've heard, so he can make sneak attacks to pour it down someone's throat. But if you made a slash attack, that would still be fine, as long as it gets into the system in any way. It'll be good, effective. Yeah.
All right, well that's good to know. Well, thank you.
Of course. I'll be heading out with you guys, so.
And I think we'll be on our way.
Yes.
Sweet.
So
We
yeah,
ready
y'all
for
focus on that?
travel?
Go ahead. I'm gonna take a quick piss break. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
It's already 10:30. Do we just want to end right before we head out?
That's up to you guys.
We could. How long has the stream been running for?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours. Do you want to go till 11? Get through some portion of travel. or do we just want to end? I'm fine with either.
I mean, let's just call it. We'll just call it here.
Yeah,
That
we're
way,
a pretty good
hopefully,
stopping point.
yeah, it's a better stopping point than you guys getting caught up in something while you're traveling, and then getting to the
That's
crevice
true.
of the mountains. So we'll call it here, and then hopefully we'll have everyone who's planning to for participation next session, and then that way we'll go through travel. We'll go through what it takes to get to Calco, and then fighting Calco. But
Yeah. All right. I think that's good with me. I think we're at a good stopping point for when everyone gets back. We'll be ready for travel and all that. So
yeah, I think. But I know we didn't have any combat this session, but it was a
yeah,
shorter session and important for story. So we got a lot more role play in for this one, but it was necessary for what I have planned for you guys. So
yeah. Sorry for
um
the short session. It was just yeah, I guess a series of events that just kind of happened. AJ's internet was out and couldn't get that up and running until like 8:30
yeah,
ish.
we I
So
turned everything off, and then he joined the call, so I reopened everything back up and got everything set up, and then we started the live stream. So it
yeah, and then Avery ended up not showing. He said he would have. He said he would make it, but he didn't. So
No
we
call,
were
no
kind of just
show.
waiting until we had enough people at least to start a session. Um. So
yeah, because I mean it's not technically like a spoiler because there's not like details, but Calco is the first boss fight of this campaign, and
I
it
figured.
it will be necessary to have a good amount of people for this
I
fight. So
yeah. I think it's
um
important to have everyone available, especially because this is a big plot point.
yeah, yeah,
That we need to we should have everyone available at least
yeah.
to do this.
Yeah, because
So
so in terms of how this campaign's going to continue to run, uh, I'm doing a chapter system based off of every 5 levels. So the level up to level 5 will be the end of chapter 1. So, uh, and we're going to slowly move it on through. Now, keep in mind that after level 5, we're slowing down the level up process. Because level 5 is when things kind of starts to get fun, especially like 5, 6, 7. But 5 is where we're going to start slowing down the level up process. And then we'll progressively get slower and slower as we get to the higher levels. But it's not going to be a crazy like reduction. Like we've basically leveled up every session so far except for ones that we haven't had combat in, like this one and like the first session. So um but major combat events have usually led to your guys' level ups. So um
Yeah, which
just
makes
those
sense.
won't happen as often after we pass level 5, and it'll slowly trickle, because once we get to like
Yeah.
15 through 20, it's gonna take maybe like 3-4 sessions before you get one level up, maybe even more than that. So it's gonna take a bit, but we're getting to the juicy. We're starting to get out of that beginning phase of the campaign. We're starting to get into the
yeah.
juice. So this is where
Yeah, it's not like the story's gonna slow down or anything.
yeah,
It's just that's kind of how things are just gonna go
yep,
because it's more so race to get to like the fun levels to get all not all of our abilities, but the fun abilities.
yeah.
Um, but
Fun time.
yeah, fun time.
And we're gonna try
I-
something new in this next session. This is the last thing I'm gonna mention before we end the stream. We're trying something new in the next session. So I had mentioned this to some of the guys earlier, but we are actually going to do our level up process from 4 to 5 during the next session, because you guys will unlock that level 5 level up before the Calco fight. and we're gonna have you guys kind of explain what direction you're gonna take your character in terms of maybe, you know, roleplay personality along with combat. Because I know Michael and Connor, you guys are getting some good stuff when you get to around level 5.
Yep.
AJ's, I
Everyone's
know
getting
yours
good
was back
stuff.
in like level 3, but I don't know if you have something planned for the coming levels of that. Once
I
you get
mean,
to
at
like
5th
6,
level,
7.
I just get their level spell slots. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't know what your plan is with like level 6, 7, 8. But we're gonna do like a little short section for each person that gets their level up, kind of explain how they're gonna where they're gonna take their character, and then basically just get a character update. I mean, we haven't
had
done
one
this.
since
Yeah, like we
session
haven't.
1, pretty
Yeah, we
much.
haven't done this before. At all, and I'm also thinking about incorporating something where it's kind of maybe like we do like a role play for the character itself, where the character kind of just gets to talk about its experience so far to kind of get closer to the character itself when it's not in the group setting. So we might do something like that, but
We'll
that's kind
figure
of
it
up
out.
in the air. But
We'll
thank you
figure
guys
it
for
out.
watching. We'll see y'all
Yeah.
next week. We're gonna be
Sorry
starting...
for the short ass
Yes,
session.
sorry
but
for the short session and the delay on the session, but we're planning 7:30 p.m. EST next Wednesday is our plan for that. But
big session
So-
coming up.
so
Hopefully
last
everyone's
session-
available.
Last session was our longest. This session is our shortest. I feel like we're hitting records here, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. No, next session is gonna be our longest, and then
we're just gonna keep
the session after
alternating.
that is it's
Just
gonna
keep
keep
alternating.
alternating to where we're gonna have like one session that's like an hour long, and then another session that's like
It's like six,
like
6
literally
or
that
8
just
hours long.
goes until midnight or something. I don't
Like,
fucking know.
Stream
That-
number
that's not
40
gonna
is just
happen.
30 minutes.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna
we
happen.
get to,
No one
like,
would
we-
watch a 6-hour stream.
We get like a 4-minute stream that's turned into like a 22-hour stream.
Yeah, so
24 hours in D&D.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Oh my god.